What's up, Internet? It's Will Shocker on a mission to shock the world with fantastic content. And today, the content is not going to be so fantastic because I have nothing planned, and I'm not doing any corrupted dungeons, and I'm not doing any arenas. And the only thing I'm really doing is uh, risking a really basic set in Black Zone um, while fame farming and gathering. So if you're not interested in that sort of content, feel free to click away and find a better video to watch. If you'd like to come hang out, then feel free to like the video, hit subscribe, and chill with me. Um, I am trying to get over my burnout because I went a few good weeks of putting out consistent content every day, and I'd like to get myself to where I'm still doing that, but not with so much pressure on me to do a specific activity every day. Like I don't want to do corrupted dungeons every day, and I don't want to do arenas every day, and I don't want to do, black zone stuff every day. Like it's just I need to establish some sort of system where I'm putting out content no matter what I'm doing, because I'm not going to feel like doing everything every day. So basically, what happened is I posted for a few weeks, I got burned out, and now I'm trying to fix my burnout by putting out something no matter what it is. Just any kind of content, anything. It doesn't really matter what it is or what's happening. I just basically I'm going to put out something garbage and just call it, at least it's something, At least it's something. At least it's something out there. And who knows, maybe people will enjoy my crappy content. I don't know. Like, there's a certain level of interest in just being a part of, this channel and hanging out with me in particular. So I guess that can be the appeal of the content. But as far as commentary or like action or PvP or getting tons of fame and getting tons of silver or whatever attracts the most attention on the YouTube algorithm, I'm not going to be able to do that every day. So this is one of my chill, just kind of relax, do my thing, and at the end of the day, at least there's a video posted. So that's kind of the thought process. Now, I understand that, I can't put out bad content all the time, but I mean, maybe I can. Who knows? But for the most part, I just want to have something, and something, something at 70% is a lot better than nothing at 100%. So that's kind of the idea, is at least it's something. At least I'm not um, throwing away the channel or anything, or giving up on it, I guess you could say. At least I'm not giving up on it. So yeah, I guess I could talk about life a bit. My job's going well. We're pretty busy. Um, a lot of software is breaking, and there's a lot of updates to Google Chrome and updates to Microsoft Edge, which are causing my company to have to, settle a lot of inconvenient issues, because basically our software uses, what do you call it? It uses the web browser to connect to the hardware, and basically the web browser's changed in such a way that you had to adjust one of these settings to get that connection back to the hardware. And so we had dozens, hundreds of people calling in saying, "Why isn't my hardware working? Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working?" And it was all because Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge had these updates that basically broke everything for them. And so we have tons of people coming in calling about that. And fortunately, it's a really easy fix. It takes about 5 seconds to fix the problem, but it's just the sheer volume of people that are experiencing the same exact problem is substantial and noteworthy. So that's been happening at work. And As far as my weight loss is going, I'm still working on that. I actually just got back on the wagon after a like 2 or 3 week break. I started at 295, 298 pounds or something like that, and I dropped down to 280. I dropped down to 275, and I just recently gained a little bit back. I'm up to 283 now, so I'm still over 10 pounds down from where I started, but I'd like to get back down to the 175 range. I'd like to get back down to, I'm sorry, not 175, 275. Excuse me. I started at 298 and went down to 275, and now I'm back up at 283. So that's how the progress has been. Um, so there's that. I I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do about my systems that's gonna help me get progress more consistently, but um, basically what I have to do is, well, I mean, I don't know if I have to fast, but fasting is one of those things that seems to help a lot. And I can't fast every day. It's so draining to deal with stuff at work and also be fasting at the same time. It's just so very stimulating, and my body doesn't like it. My brain doesn't like it. It's quite difficult to maintain a fasting schedule while holding a full time job, as I'm learning. So there's that. Um, Social life is still basically zero. I don't really expect to have a social life anytime soon. If something happens, then maybe something happens, but for the most part, I'm not looking for that. What I'm really looking forward to is just retirement. Um, I have about $70,000 saved up from my work, and that is nowhere near enough to retire, but I'm thinking around $400,000. I can start thinking about it because the rule is 4%, right? So $400,000 times 0.04 is $16,000 a year I would be making with interest, or um, yeah, with interest. You're supposed to measure about 4%, um, which means if I had 2 million times 0.04, I'd be making $80,000 a year off of interest. So, um, obviously, I'm much closer to 400,000 than I am to 2 million. But the idea is that if I can survive on $16,000 a year, then then I can retire. Which, to be honest, my expenses are fairly low. I have 500 a month times 12. That's 6,000 right there. What did we say the number was? 400,000 times 04, 16,000. So 500 times 12 is 6,000. That brings you 10,000 left. That would be like food, health insurance, gas. Um, Anyway, the idea is I can make it work. Um, so I'm wondering, probably in the next 10 years or so, I'll be able to retire in my mid to late 40s, maybe 50s if I feel like staying longer. But that's the hope, especially if I move to a place like China, Taiwan, Thailand, or one of those inexpensive countries to live in. Then I'd be able to retire much more easily because my expenses would be much lower. So that's kind of the idea that I'm going with right now. And that is super interesting to me, anyway. That's interesting to me because I was not put on this earth to work. That's why I'm making YouTube videos, because I am unapologetically anti-capitalist. I believe work is for slaves, and um, pretty soon we're going to have robots taking over every job, and people aren't going to need to work anymore. And I think the world's going to be a much better place once that starts happening. So just to sprinkle in a little bit of politics into my gaming video. just for good measure, you know. You can never be too political. That's what I say anyway, because if you don't talk about politics, you can't make any changes. So I very much disagree with the notion that you shouldn't talk about politics. I think it's one of the most important things you could possibly talk about. It's like, what can be more important than talking about the world you live in? You know what I mean? So I encourage people to talk about politics, talk about religion, talk about anything that makes other people uncomfortable, because progress happens when you make yourself uncomfortable, and that's true in all walks of life. So, speaking of uncomfortable, I have been teaching myself a song and trying to memorize the lyrics, and it is very challenging to try to level up my rote memorization to where I can memorize the exact lyrics of a song, including the melody and the chorus and all the other stuff. So I'm really interested in learning my favorite songs because I watch a lot of One Piece. I watch a lot of anime with my mom, and we're both watching One Piece. I'm sorry, I just said that. Anyway, I learned the intro song "We Are" in English and Japanese, so I can sing it in both languages. Um, just as a preview in Japanese, I'll say "Arita keno yume wa." So I know that whole song, and now I'm learning Binks's Brew, which is I'm learning the English translation of Binks's Brew. I'm learning "Gather up all of the crew. It's time to ship up Binks's Brew." And so I'm trying to learn all those lyrics, and that's been pretty challenging because it's not an easy song to learn. There's lots and lots of different words, uh, lots and lots of different words. Um, it's been pretty hard to learn, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. I think I have one or two more verses to memorize, and then it's just a matter of practicing the song like every so often. I have to practice so that I can commit the lyrics to long term memory. So it kind of feels like practicing an instrument, honestly. Practicing song lyrics because it feels like I'm obviously building neuron synapses and teaching myself and learning and using active recall, but I'm also kind of learning like a rhythm and a melody and all that other stuff. So it's a little bit like playing notes on your guitar and trying to learn the exact notes of the guitar, but in my case it's just lyrics and words and trying to learn which words go after each other and which phrases come after the next one. Anyway, I have been rambling for 13 minutes. I definitely wasn't expecting to talk about all this stuff, but it's my garbage content. It's my garbage, but passable, is what I'll say. Like, I just want to do passable, decent, 5 out of 10 daily content. That way, I'm not burned out, and just instead of doing like action packed, attention seeking behavior, like doing corrupted dungeons or whatever, maybe I should just chill and just talk because that's something that comes more naturally to me. So, yeah. Definitely, if you want to avoid burning out, you want to do what comes easy to you. And just sitting here talking is not that bad. It's not very entertaining. I understand that, but I don't know. It's better than nothing. That's what I mean. That's what I said. So what else can I talk about? Oh man, I talked about so much. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Netflix purchased Warner Bros. I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought I would touch base on that because holy crap, they have Harry Potter now, they have Game of Thrones, they have HBO, they have Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. Um, they have a lot of stuff now, and that kind of excites me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think that's gonna be a good thing overall. I think they're gonna be able to take these franchises in new directions and, really dig deeper into, uh, like, take Harry Potter for example. They can reboot Harry Potter, do something else, or they could make a continuation of Game of Thrones if they want to, or make like a spin-off of Game of Thrones. Um, I don't know. I just think that with the way Netflix is passionate about creating their own content, I guess you could say, um, I think I think we'll see some good things out of them. I don't really think of Warner Bros. As a good company. I basically don't think that they're very um, creative, I guess. So I think Netflix is much more of a creative company because the thing that Netflix has that Warner Bros doesn't is it has the attention of the youth. It has young people that are interested in working at that company. So for instance, if you ever heard of Fang, if you've ever heard the term Fang, it's Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. The N in Netflix means that there's a lot of young college kids who are interested in joining Netflix. And basically, since it has that level of hype among young audiences, then it's attracting the best talent and it's attracting you know, the best minds in the industry. So I think all of that talent is going to start culminating, and we're going to start seeing good things come out of Netflix. That's what I think. Gather up all of the crew. It's time to ship up Inks' brew. See winds blow to where who knows the waves will be our guide. I have so much in this bank. It's just a bunch of PvP sets for when we do ZVZ as a guild. I don't know what I'm doing on Albion anymore. I really don't. I mean, I'm doing some economy stuff here and there. I'm doing some fame farming here and there. Um, I'm really bad at ZVZ, apparently. It turns out, like, I tried healing with this guild, and I'm just not good at it. I die very easily. Um, I don't save. Oh, I try healing, but I'm not very fast reflexively. My reflexes aren't very fast, so I can't really save people's lives when I need to. So I don't know. I'm just kind of bleh. And there's a lot of people quitting Albion too. Like I've seen several really dedicated players leave this guild already. Mostly because we keep losing, which is really sad. It's really sad to see people leave a guild just because they lost, you know? Like, you gotta expect to lose a lot. Like, you have to. Um, but no, I mean, people aren't going to be very patient in general. People are just going to do what fancies them and what furthers their own interests. So, I'm sure there are better guilds than this one to be in. This is the top 17 guild, though. Like, how are you going to get much better than this, you know? Unless you're joining, like, Pivas, which is the number one guild. Um, I don't think that there are that many better guilds. Like, I really don't. Hang on, let me check. Guild Finder. Let's search for English speaking active members 250 to 300. Home city doesn't matter. Rogue natives. Let's see. English. Huh. Rogue natives. They're a part of Node too. That's the same alliance as Assassin's Creed. Treasure Tales. Caerleon. Huh. How come there's only 3 guilds here? Shouldn't there be more? So how do I know whether you can apply or not? Minimum requirements not met. How do you check the minimum requirements? Number 7 rank. How do I know what the requirements are? Like, I can't apply to them. So these are all the guilds that that match this search criteria. Huh. There's really not that many guilds then. Yeah, I think I'm in the best guild that I can get into, honestly. Alright, anyway, it's 8 o'clock. Let me check what my guild's doing. It is 01. Let me see events. No events posted. Okay, I think I'm just gonna stop here. It's been 22 minutes. If you made it this far into the video, thank you. I appreciate you. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more probably tomorrow.